Hello guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another project. So today, as you can see, we have an Xbox original and as you can see, the condition is how I like it, bad. It is super dusty, full of scratches, full of marks. The bottom rubbers is already missing, I believe because they melted. It's a common issue on these consoles. It is, however, 100% working in software modded already, and I believe I already replaced the hard drive for a bigger one, not quite sure, but we can check that later in the video. As for the controller, it is even worse, full of scratches. The analog sticks, I believe, have some mold on it. The center jewel has some deep scratches, so I believe I will have to replace it. We will see that later as well. But as always, this is how I like my consoles. So the plan today, as always, is make the interior super clean and shiny, tidy. The controller, same thing. And for the exterior, make a super cool and customized paint. I have an idea for a custom paint that I want to do for a while. So without a further delay, have a seat, relax, and join me in another custom project. Stick around. Today's video is sponsored by PCBWay. More of them in a minute. So, and as you can see, we have already the plastics in the bench. So, and the first things I want to do is tackle the logo. So I want to remove and open the hole on the top case of the Xbox as well as the controller. So probably I will end up replacing this jewel. As you can see, the state is really poor. And for this console, I will probably make a newer one in acrylic, so I will also replace it. So I will end up doing this off camera because I don't want this to be another long video. So I will try to do these little things off camera to avoid another long video. So I will back in a minute. So, and as you can see, I have the case pretty much prepared, which means I have the center hole cutted as well as a controller, as you can see, and now I'm prepared to do the roughness of the case, which means I will add some extra details to make it a little bit more rough. So as you can see, I have done some hole marks, not for making holes, but where the bolt holes underneath are, so I don't want to make or don't want to mess with these areas right there, but I will have a kind of different cut this time. Normally every person do that square windows or slightly round windows, as I have done in past projects, but this time I want to make holes, like bomb holes. So we will do it as a Doom tribute, and I'm gonna try to make really hole, like a bomb that drops into the console. So as you can see, I have some sketches, hand sketches, to try figure out how I'm gonna make it. But yeah, so let's get started. So I believe I'm done with the destruction. So in the controller I have a little bit more conscious, because I don't want to be I don't want the controller to be uncomfortable. So just a little marks on the back as well. But on the console, as you can see, I absolutely destroy it. So I have done some holes, as you can see, like something hits the console. I have done some marks like the console was throwing on the floor, on the front, on the back, on the sides, especially on the top. And I hope with the paint, with some paint effects, that I hope I can do it, we can achieve a nice Doom tribute. So now I will do sand. I will do it off camera to avoid another long video, and after that we can move on to the primer. So let's continue. So as you can see, I have the paint or the parts ready for the first part of the paint, the primer. So let's get started. And after a quick spray, as you can see, we have the primer done, and this is a pretty cool color for a primer. So I will let it dry for a couple, I don't know, maybe an hour or so, and after that I will sand it, and then we can start applying some color. So, and it is already next day, and as you can see, I have the primer already sanded. As you can see, still a little bit wet. So now I will let it dry. It's already late in the day, so I will let it dry overnight, and I hope tomorrow we can start lay down the paint. So I have a couple colors to apply. So we have green, we have dark gray, we have metal gray. So yeah, I hope we can do something cool with the paint, but for now let it dry and tomorrow we will see. So, and as you can see, I have here a major problem. So when I'm preparing this to the paint, it simply crack into pieces. I believe it is already somehow broken and I don't see it, but this could work against or in favor of the project. So as you can see, I remove the top parts of another controller that I have laying around, and as you can see, if I simply put the two pieces right in, it works perfectly. So we have 3 bolts for that piece and we have 4 bolts for that piece. So once everything bolted, it will work just fine. However, we have this major crack, of course, but as this is supposed to be a controller from a war tribute, I reckon we can make something or just leave it as a broken controller. So yeah, I think I may highlight this with paint and simply bolt it up just like this, and yeah, it will work fine, and I believe in favor of the project. So I will just paint it as it is, finish the whole paint process and just continue. So as you can see, all set, all prepared, the broken controller as well. So yeah, let's get started for the first part of the paint. So as you can see, the first part of the paint is done. This gray is absolutely cool. So we're gonna let it dry for, I don't know, maybe an hour or so before moving on for the next part of the paint. As you can see, the top part is a little bit messy because this X is gonna be green, but yeah, so it looks cool. So let it dry for maybe an hour or so and we can move on for the next part of the paint. So, and as you can see, I have applied the green on the top case and also on the controller. So it is almost dry. I will let it dry for maybe half an hour or so, and I believe for the outside paint we're pretty much done. Now I will need to start adding the details on the holes. We have some blood to add as well, and yeah, so let's continue. Back inside again, as you can see, I already reassembled the console. The paint job came out really nice as I wanted. The green came out really cool as this metallic. So pretty much now I'm gonna start adding the details that will make all of the difference in this theme. The blood, the roughness with the airbrush, with some pencils as well. So yeah, let's get started. And this is a current state of the paint. It's quite hard making the paint how I have imagined in my head, but we're doing some progresses. But it's quite hard because, first of all, I'm not a great airbrusher, and second, this is an absolute junk. But anyway, we're doing progresses. As you can see, the controller is, yeah, it's kind of cool. Now I'm gonna do some light metallic with this brush, and after that we're gonna add red, a lot of red, for splashes from some blood, and I think we're done. So yeah, let's continue. And after a long day, the paint it's finally done. Well, not yet done because I need to have the clear coat yet. It's gonna be matte, but As you can see, the paint came out quite nice. The blood had that final touch, as well as that clear gray. Some details. The controller as well. As you can see, the blood is still fresh. I just finished adding the blood a couple of minutes ago, but as you can see, the paint came out almost 100% as I imagined in my mind. So yeah, I will leave it dry overnight, and tomorrow off camera I will add the clear coat, and yeah, we're pretty much done with the paint. Let's move on with the rest of the project. So as you can see, regarding the new jewel for the console and for the controller, sorry about the noise. I will show you what I'm gonna do, or what I'm doing, in about a second. But as you can see, it came out quite nice, but not as nice as I was expecting. If this is completely transparent, I believe the engraved parts will be quite nicer, but at the moment I don't have fully transparent acrylic, so I have this idea. So I paint the acrylic in red and try to engrave it, and as you can see, it came out quite nice, but when I try to cut it, it completely burned off the paint, as you can see in this little piece right here. So what I'm doing now, and as you can see, firstly I cut the both circles, remove it without removing the out piece of the acrylic, paint it in red, and now the machine is engraving, and as you can see, it's turning out amazingly cool. So I believe the jewel for the console and for the controller is now sorted as well. As you can see, a couple of minutes later, this is the final result. If you put it to the light, it came out quite nice. The engraved part is pretty cool. The little jewel for the controller came out quite nice as well. So yeah, let's move on. And so with the paint already sorted, it's now time to take care of the internal components. I will do a general clean. The parts are pretty much in good condition. I will also replace the thermal paste in the both chips. And as for the hard drive, I believe I said on the beginning of the video that I have replaced the hard drive, but as you can see, I didn't. So I have ordered on AliExpress an IDE to SATA converter, so I can fit a much modern and bigger SATA hard drive. But for now, I will stick with the original one to continue with the project. But as I said, let's do a quick clean and move on. But before, a quick word from today's sponsor, PCBWay. And if you are looking for high quality PCB manufacturing and assembly, PCB has got you covered. From hobbyists to professionals, PCBWay is the ultimate partner for bringing your ideas to life. With services ranging from PCB prototyping to mass production and assembly, they've earned a reputation for precision and reliability. But that's not all. PCBWay also offers 3D printing, CNC machining, and of course flexible PCB solutions to cater all your innovation needs, with competitive pricing, lightning fast delivery, and of course exceptional customer support. Your products are always in safe hands. So go to PCBWay.com to check out more. But for now, let's get back to the video. So, and with all the clean done, I am now ready to start reassemble this console. As you can see, I have also the bottom part already in the table with the motherboard. All the bits and pieces clean out really well as well. So, and as you can see, I don't have the bottom shell, the metal shell, and also the bottom one, I don't gonna use it. I know this is a controversial theme, but I do this, or I have done this a lot of times, and I don't experience any problem. I know that a lot of people doesn't agree with that, but for the project I will remove the bottom and the top one. So yeah, let's get started. So I have the LEDs installed, as you can see, in a very funky way. You will understand why. So as you can see, the case has this little holes, and I also have a little mesh to install under these little holes. But however, the goal here is highlight the holes with the LEDs. Not a very cool way of display the LEDs, because these are exterior ones, so it's quite hard, but I will do a quick better arrangement, and glue it a little bit better. I'm gonna add the net on the case, and we're gonna power it up and see how it lights up. So as you can see, we have now the mesh already installed. I also glue in the new jewel. As you can see, turned out really nice. So with the remote we can change it to red. I believe the green is the best color. The Doom jewel came out really cool. I believe it's a win project, so let's move on to the controller. So I have done some work off camera, and as you can see, I have now 3 LEDs on the controller as well. I basically soldered these 3 LEDs to the 5 bolts in the controller, this first pin and the last pin. And of course, with that sorted, it's now time to reassemble the controller as well. So let's finish this project. So, and finally we have the project done, and I have to say I am really happy and really pleased with the final result. So we now have an Xbox original with the Doom theme. Super cool. I believe the final result, it is 100% an achievement that of the idea I have in my mind. As you know, I normally have always one thing or another to criticize of my own work that could be better, and this project, I believe I have one thing that I could have done a little bit better, which is the both jewels on the console and on the controller. Not the idea results super well. Paint the jewels and then laser it up, as you see, as you saw earlier. But the problem here is I rushed the paint, and when we power up the console, we can see some spots that we can, the LED shine through the paint. So just a little bit, not too many, just a little bit thing, tiny spots on the top of the jewel on the console, and same thing on the controller. And I also forgot to paint on the side of the jewel, same thing to the controller, so I have to touch it by hand. So the final result of the both jewels could be a little bit better, but the overall idea results very well. Other than that, I'm really happy with the final result. The mesh on the top, on the holes, I believe that result really cool. The airbrush paint, as you saw earlier, and as I told you, I'm not a perfectionist on that kind of thing, but I do my best, and the tool, it is a little bit crappy, but I'm practicing. So yeah, overall project, I believe we have a winner project for me. I'm really stoked with the final results. Meanwhile, over off camera, I have some rubber fits, not the OEM ones, because they tend to melt with the time. Just generic ones, the original stickers back together again. Same thing for the controller. I like to reuse them every time I can to maintain the original serial numbers. But yeah, other than that, as you can see, I believe we have a pretty cool console to join the collection, to join the unique consoles that I have in my collection. And it's time to play. And of course, to play, there's only one game we can use to play this console, so it's Doom. So let's power it up and play some Doom. And this is all for today. I hope you enjoy another really hard work project that came out with a super cool ending result. So if you want to see more projects like this, please consider subscribe, leave a like, comment, and also share this video. As always, thanks for watching. Hope I can see you in the next one.